know any of this, but now that you've been added to the group chat, whether you wanted to or not, you might as well catch up and know the facts. Shannon Sharp, Pro Football Hall of Famer, media personality. I saw as of recently he was supposed to sign an $100 million media deal. He is facing a lawsuit where he is getting accused of assault, shaker, and battery, and engaging in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. The lawsuit was filed anonymously in Nevada by Jane Doe, which means she's doing this all anonymously. I hope you didn't actually think her name was Jane Doe. She said that she was in a rocky but consensual relationship with Shannon Sharp for 2 years. She says that she met Shannon when she was 19 years old at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023. Keep in mind, Shannon is 56. I digress. They had a consensual relationship for around 2 years, and then he assault shakered her in October of 2024, and then again in January of 2025. This is Tony Busby. He's the one filing this lawsuit. He's a trial lawyer from Houston who has filed over 20 lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. He filed a lawsuit against Jay-Z, and now Shannon Sharp. He also was a part of the legal team that won settlements against Deshaun Watson for being accused of SA of over 24 massage therapists. Jane Doe is seeking $50 million in damages. Shannon and his lawyers have denied all of this and called it a shakedown and an attempt to get millions out of him. Jane Doe said that Shannon progressively got more violent with her. He was recording their meetings, without her consent. The lawsuit also says that he would threaten to off her if she denied his advances. Jane Doe's lawyers released an audio clip where Shannon said that he was going to choke the out of her. This audio sounded like a recorded phone call. Shannon's lawyer said that Shannon tried to offer her $10 million to settle the case before the lawsuit was filed, but she declined. Jane Doe's suit also refers to a separate lawsuit that Shannon is facing in New York with a woman named Michelle Evans, who claims that Shannon was in a relationship with her for over a decade, but assault shakered her during an argument in 2010. Shannon made a public statement on Instagram claiming that Tony Busby is orchestrating all of this to take down a black man and draw on racial stereotypes. This is where it gets weird and people are asking to be taken out of the group chat. Shannon's lawyers released explicit text messages from Jane Doe to Shannon to set the record straight. In these texts, she seems to be saying that she wants baby gravy and his big black baby in her. Then Tony Busby responded saying, yeah, but all of those texts were sent before the date of the alleged grape incident. I'll give my opinion in the next video, but please comment and tell me what you think, because what the hell? Here's everything you need to know about the Shannon Sharp.
So what y'all think about the Shannon Sharp situation?
Now that you've been added to the group chat.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, no, have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
I don't know. Anything I say.
Well, what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
Okay, well,
Well, what? Well, what, Gary?
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharp. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharp go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's, oh, how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really. Why would a 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time? Y'all keep doing this. Y'all keep doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women, and then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense. Because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage, she got baggage, she got boundaries. And y'all don't want women with boundaries, with self-respect. Y'all want little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You want that phone telling that girl that you're going to choke the shit out of her and that she going to like it. And now she trying to get over on you and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money. Where y'all problem is, y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child wants you for real. Men like that scare me. Because what does a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common? Actually, she's 20 now and he's 56 now. So a 55-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common what? What do you have to talk about? What life experiences do y'all have to discuss? None. And anytime, and I know, men are gonna find their way, and they're kind of like, it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator. You're a predator. That's like us saying slavery was bad, and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife. Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal. Because y'all love to be, she legal, she legal, she legal, she legal. And then you know what I always find so funny? When men get to, when people ask them like, well, if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was going to take care of her and if he was going to, no, you would not. You would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty. But for somehow, y'all can reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea, because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, power difference. if someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children because if you just wanted to date someone
Players. Shannon, I know you fucking lying. So this is allegedly the Jane Doe, the Gabriella Zaninga, aka
Shannon SHARP, my colleague at ESPN, and my friend. The Hall of Fame tight end was sued on Sunday by a woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharp committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and...
This is a shakedown.
Facing rape and sexual assault accusations, tonight Shannon SHARP is not backing down.
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
Today, the former NFL star turned podcaster posting this video statement in response to a Nevada civil lawsuit filed by a woman who says her consensual relationship with SHARP eventually led to multiple assaults. The lawsuit also accuses SHARP of secretly recording their sexual encounters without her consent. The plaintiff, listed as Jane Doe, is represented by attorney Tony Busby, who has represented accusers in several high-profile sexual assault cases, and who SHARP called out by name.
Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself.
Also new today, Jane Doe's attorney releasing an audio clip alleging it shows SHARP threatening the plaintiff.
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
The plaintiff says, "Don't manipulate me." Then SHARP allegedly responds,
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you.
NBC News has not independently verified the audio's authenticity. It's also not clear if this excerpt was part of a longer conversation. We asked Shannon SHARP's attorney about the recording late today.
He is acknowledging this is a recording of him, but that it's being taken out of context.
The legal team is telling me that we can't authenticate it if he said that, and he's not denying it. This is his statement that he did not mean it. It was in the heat of the moment in the middle of an argument.
SHARP's attorney Lanny Davis also says the Hall of Famer offered his accuser at least $10 million in mediation before the lawsuit was filed.
Shannon SHARP's willingness to pay is not an admission of anything that he did wrong. It was a willingness to pay for the protection of his family and himself.
Despite the graphic public allegations, SHARP was talking sports on ESPN this morning. The sports network declining to comment on the lawsuit as Shannon SHARP offered this promise today.
I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. This is a shakedown.
Facing rape and sexual assault accusations, tonight Shannon SHARP is not backing down.
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
Today, the former NFL star turned podcaster posting this video statement in response to a Nevada civil lawsuit filed by a woman who says her consensual relationship with SHARP eventually led to multiple assaults. The lawsuit also accuses SHARP of secretly recording their sexual encounters without her consent. The plaintiff, listed as Jane Doe, is represented by attorney Tony Busby, who has represented accusers in several high-profile sexual assault cases, and who SHARP called out by name.
Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey,
This Shannon Sharp situation don't even amaze me because I've been telling y'all and preaching to y'all for so long that how older men like younger women because they can't handle women the same age as them or in their mid-30s. Let's be real. Let's do the math. That girl is 19 years old. Shannon Sharp got a daughter that's 20-something. You mean to tell me you 50 and you like girls that are way younger than your damn daughter? How is that possible? So y'all don't find nothing weird about that. Nothing at all. 19 years old and you 50. And not only that, don't y'all find it weird the way he was talking to the girl, how he want to do this to her and tie her up and all that? It's almost as if you were watching a great video on Cornhub or something. You gotta be a sick individual. You gotta be a sick individual to record yourself taking it from a 19-year-old just to please your pleasure or get you up. And you can go back later on and watch it, how you took and how she resisted and said no, 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 no. That's the type of stuff Shannon Sharp is shooting over there. He want the girl on the video to be like, no, 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 and he turn around and talk to her dirty and all that, and she be like, no, please, please, and all that. And he still force himself on her, even though she want it, but he want her to act that way in the video. So when he go back and watch it, it look like he just macho man. He taking it like, yo, you do what I say do, like that type of shit. That's some sick minded shit. Now I see why a lot of them men around his age don't have a woman because they can't deal with a real woman. They age, they just can't. It always the younger women that they want, that they know they can take advantage of and offer them any type of money, and they gonna go for it because they young and dumb. I told y'all. See, now shit hitting the fan now. Now y'all, I swear to God, y'all gonna start believing what I say in my videos. I promise you. These men cannot handle y'all women. They can't. They rather handle y'all daughter before they handle y'all. This Shannon Sharp situation don't.
So, this is the woman that is suing Shannon Sharp for 50 mil after accusing him of SA for every time they linked up. Come to find out, she's a content creator, if you know, you know. Like Shannon. How did you not see the extortion? Like 100%, how did you not see this, bro? You actually believe that a OF shotty was messing with you just off the strength of her being cool with you? Then what's surprise when she asked you for 25K? Now, don't get it twisted. Her falsely accusing you is still wrong. We on her case about that, but come on, bro. We gotta call you out. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Now, on her page, she says she's 22. But the blog pages are saying that she 19. But I don't understand. So, like, is the blog pages lying or she lying on her page? Hey, it is what it is. Regardless, what do you guys think about this situation? Shannon, bro, it get to a point. But we all know it's a cash grab, but come on, bro. Like, you ain't see this from a mile away, gang. Did you actually believe a content creator was like vibing with you for real? Like, we gotta be realistic, bro. So, this...
Shannon Sharp, another man, another day doing dumbass shit. So y'all out here with endorsement deal, podcast check, and Nike on speed dial, and then boom, you let a 20-something-year-old with a ring light and a lawyer ruin your legacy. Shannon Sharp, are y'all racing to see who can fumble the bag the fastest? Shannon Sharp, your brand can't survive another scandal. Sir, protect your bag like you protect that PS5. Because the next time you act up, the only gig that's gonna be left is Tubi, called Canceled and Clueless. Shannon Sharp.
Man, look, I don't know where to start, but let's talk about it. So there's another audio that has been released between Shannon Sharp's accuser and Shannon Sharp. And let me tell y'all something. It sounds just as weird. It sounds just as weird as the first one. So they're talking, they're having a normal conversation. And then Shannon says, which everybody is focused on, big black guy chokes small white woman in public. That's what everybody's focused on. But when you listen to the whole conversation, there's these long pauses. And then she says, well, I don't want to get choked, so I'm gonna go. Huh? What? Like, make it make sense. Just make it make sense. Now, I'm starting to believe more and more that this was a role-playing type of relationship. And look, their kink is their kink, all right? That's their business, all right? Is it weird that he's 56 and she's 19, 20, 21, whatever age she is? Yes, that is weird, but it's not illegal, okay? Is it weird? Yes. Illegal? No. Okay, it's not. And then think about it, y'all. This comes out basically a day later or 2 days later after it's being reported that his podcast and everything is going to be valued at $100 million. Right? $100 million, right? Okay. She's asking for 50. Now, mind you, her lawyer is already being sued for defamation by Jay-Z. Now, Shannon Sharp is doing the same. He need that money. He need that money. And that's what I believe this is. I believe the lawyer put her up to it, or they came to cahoots or whatever to get him. Point blank, period. And then the $10 million, I don't believe he offered that. I really don't believe Unc offered her $10 million. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense at all. Because if you offer her 10, right, you know there's going to be another coming out the woodwork saying that she did it. No, he going to fight this. He going to fight it. But, man, what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Now, look, don't get in the comments and say that it's, talk about, oh, it's weird. Like, we all know it's weird, okay? 5619, it's weird, but it's not illegal, okay? It is super weird. And then all the places she want to put her tongue. And let me tell y'all something. I don't think her booty is worth $25K a cheek.
See, a lot of y'all missing the whole point with this Shannon Sharp situation. Look, it's not really about if she's wrong, if she's trying to beat him out of some money or not, if he's guilty or not. I mean, I hate to see him in this situation, but that's not the point. The point is, why did he put himself in that position? See, we got to be smarter. See, a lot of people throwing this pointing finger at her saying she tricking off, she wrong, she did. Man, look, he should have never been in that situation anyway. I mean, come on, 19 years old, 56. What do you guys have in common besides sex? So you're just gonna continue to spend all this money tricking off with females who on Instagram or OnlyFans and put yourself in a position to be caught up like that. It's a lot of brothers out here like that with a lot of money. I understand, you can get caught up. There's a lot of great looking females out here. But when you get older, you're supposed to mature through life lessons. Come on, man, let's be real. Y'all never had sex before? Y'all never had a woman with a nice body? You done did that before. And you cannot tell me you done reached 40 years old, 45, and you think it ain't no older women that's 40, 45 that still look good. They all over the place, bro. And they educated. They got something to bring to the table. And they looking for good men like you who can bring something to the table. But y'all fall into the trap. Y'all want stuff that's so easy. All you gotta do is just pay shit, do whatever you want. You're gonna find yourself 60 years old and by yourself with nobody who you built something with, somebody that really care about you. None of that. You're gonna find yourself in a scenario where you're gonna be in a hotel with one of these females. You're gonna have a heart attack or something. You know what she gonna do? She gonna break up out of there and leave.
Shannon Sharp's accuser releases more text messages between her and Shannon Sharp, and just when I thought this whole thing might be silent for a while, I was truly wrong. And after Shannon Sharp just admitted that he offered this Jane Doe $10 million not to file her lawsuit against him, I had a feeling at that point that this Jane Doe has something, that she believes she is going to win more than $10 million. And I told y'all, I saw this coming, because to walk away from a $10 million settlement is a lot of money. So I feel like you gotta have something to back up what you're trying to say. And now she's taking a play from Shannon Sharp, and she's leaking her own text messages to Shannon Sharp on the day that she claims that she was essayed by him. Now, this Jane Doe said that I cried when you left because I begged you to put on protection and not put it in my back door. But you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. And as you can see, she sent this message on January 2nd of 2025 at 4:01. And then not even 20 minutes later, Shannon Sharp responds to her and says, "Can I call you later?" And this is the same day in her lawsuit, January 2nd of 2025, that she alleges the first essay would happen. I told y'all this was far from over, and I had a feeling that more was going to come, but I thought after the audio, it was probably going to take a pause, but obviously I was wrong. And honestly, at this point, I'm not even going to lie. I don't want to see any more text messages released between Shannon Sharp and this Jane Doe, especially after the big baby, and knowing he likes to engage in race play. So Shannon Sharp, if you are going to reply to this Jane Doe with more text messages, please just save it for the courtroom. But y'all, let me know what you guys think of.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. I think white women are as...
Shannon Sharp was dating a 19-year-old so that he can manipulate her. I'm not going to act like she was lying. The whole point of him dating a 19-year-old in his 50s, that's over like 33 years older than her. Some of you watching this ain't even 33 years old. There's a recording. I don't want to play it because TikTok is so funny about taking videos down. There's a recording of her saying, "Stop manipulating me." And you can hear like the despair, the emphasis in her voice. And he was like, "Oh my God," dismissive.
I mean, think a lot about the Shannon Sharp thing, and in my opinion, he had it coming. Do I think that this girl is 100% exploiting him? 1,100 billion%. I think she is. She sees a meal ticket and she's trying to get as much money as she can. But why else would a 19-year-old get with a 57-year-old if it wasn't to dig some gold or to go up in levels? And nothing against Shannon Sharp, but he looks like he's in his 50s, okay? He's not that he looks like he's Brad Pitt or Idris Elba. Like, he looks in his 50s. A 19-year-old girl would have nothing to do with you unless you had money and gold to dig. And you, in your grown-ass age, should not be messing with someone that young to begin with. If you don't want to be exploited, let's not go to that pool that would obviously try to exploit you. This is real stupid. And I don't care if it's legal, because that's what everyone's going to say. It's legal, it's legal. You guys, if the legal age changed to 10 tomorrow, you would start dating an 11-year-old. It's ethically wrong. What does a 50-something-year-old man have to do with a girl that just got out of high school? There is more age difference between them two than her actual age. Put that in before her, like that she's been alive on this earth. And you think a 19-year-old is going to love him for him? He doesn't love her for her. He loves that she looks good. She loves that he has money. That's the match. I'm not shocked that she's exploiting him. Men have to do better about protecting their legacy. And even though it's illegal, doesn't mean that it's right, okay? We can say that cheating is wrong, even though it's legal. Like, there's no criminal offense for cheating. Up to the 90s, it was okay to R-word your wife. Like, he should not be dealing with a 19-year-old. Or this is what's gonna happen.
Y'all ain't gonna like what I'm finna say, but I gotta say it. Shannon Sharp is a creepy old man. I don't care what y'all say. He a creepy old man. But you wanna know what's even weirder, and I'm gonna check y'all on? I hate when y'all act like just because people got money, they can do whatever they wanna do without judgment. I don't care about Shannon Sharp playing no football, being in the Hall of Fame, being on ESPN. He is a freaky old man. It is no way you as a man in your 50s is chasing after a 19, 20-year-old man. It just don't make sense. Then y'all not even looking at these conversations, bro. And even the audio leak, fake or not, playing or not, this is a 50-some-year-old man talking to a 20-year-old girl.
Shannon Sharp is an example to me. His whole situation is someone who has not matured in the aspects of his life where he is, one, attracting people at the level in which he finds himself professionally. Shannon has done amazing things in his career. You know, he went from being a football star. He has always seemed to be so supportive of his brother who led the way for him. He is a really good personality. He's entertaining. He's funny. He says things that are relatable. But this is where we take a turn, where we understand maturity. And this is something I see, unfortunately, a lot of men suffer from, thinking that their work evolution, their career growth equates to their growth as a human being. And this is why we see an epidemic and a gap right now between men and women. Honestly, I personally believe this is due to the fact that men do not mature. Society has conditioned men to believe it's okay that women mature faster than them, but somehow we should be holding them, we shouldn't hold them to the standards in which we've achieved for ourselves in our humanity, not in monetary, because a lot of men are confused. Y'all be thinking women are worried about your money in your pocket, but most of the time we worry about your money so that we know you're not feasting off of us, not because we want to utilize your money. Now, I'm 40 years old, so the young girls, obviously, of this generation, but they also are getting to their bag because they can. Their grandmothers, their great-grandmothers, and their mothers are probably the first generation of women that is either around my age or a little bit older that have been able to garner so much independence. Black people as a whole for the last 60 years haven't been able to, en masse, acquire that much wealth, but we've been able to acquire the most we've ever been able to acquire because of the civil rights, which is why we find ourselves where we are in our country right now, because they mad, right? They're pressed. But when I think about it when it comes to men like Shannon Sharp, not all men, nobody's a monolith, but what we see are patterns. We're not talking as if this is just ideology and women don't know what they're talking about. The same way we know white people more than they know themselves, women know men more than they know themselves. It's just not debatable, right? Oftentimes our children learn more about us than we know about ourselves. They teach us about ourselves. It's the same notion, right? We can see your blind spots because we are impacted by them. So we can see them way more clearly than you dishing them out. That's just the truth. And what I see here is a grown man who has who wouldn't hire someone in a position in his life outside of sexual pleasure. He would not hire a 19-year-old to do nothing in his business. I will guarantee you. He would not hire that young lady to do any work for him other than pleasure his body. That's a problem. If you don't see nothing wrong with that, and he's a grown man who has children, I believe, that are older than this young lady when they initiated contact. If you don't find a problem with that, whether or not she's being criminalistic, which she probably is, but again, that's your fault. You're over 50 years old. You've been here before. You've seen this movie. You watch Rosewood. The stories, because you were older black men, and you still did this with this young white girl. That's foolishness, one in its own. You are opening yourself up to risk because you're dealing with someone you know is not mature. There's nothing against her other than the fact that she's not an adult. Her brain is not even finished developing. That's what you chose. And that's what a lot of men chose. And as a young woman who grew up in the era of Kelly pulling up to my high school and the high school in my neighborhood around for me, I am used to predatory men being around. And so I recognize them at an early age. I thank God that my mom had me young because it was so strange to me to have a man that was almost close to my parents and step-parents' age. it just was so unattractive. I never, ever wanted to talk to a man like that. But I had friends in high school who consistently dated men who were older than them. Tell me things like, girl, I'm mature. That's why. I would be like, girl, you're not mature. I'm your friend. I know you're not mature. So that's not what he's looking at. That's not what he's engaging with. So Shannon Sharp needs to understand that it's time. If you are being leveled up, which is what he's been done in the last couple of years, he has evolved. He's taken risks. He has maneuvered in such a way that he's been elevated. That's what happens when you elevate. The tests come stronger and harder. As a coach to professionals, that is something I help people work through. What is this new level going to require you to change? Who do you need to become? Because anything that we do is a source of who we are. And the problem with Shannon at this next level, he's refusing to become the man he needs to be, to handle the spotlight, the stories that are coming his way, to evolve, not only in his platform, but in his personhood. I hope he gets this message. I hope this is the last time, because after the whole Instagram, we gave you grace. We laughed about it, bro. We joked about it. Even though this young lady, again, probably is in the wrong, you are in the wrong as well. Until you accept your participation and finding yourself in negative situations, we don't grow, we don't evolve. We all have to do it. When you find yourself in a bad relationship, in a bad friendship, in a bad job, in a bad career, in a bad season, you have got to self-reflect. People do us wrong, but how do we collaborate with them to harm us? That's the better question. If he can answer that, he can not only move and groove and grow past this season permanently, so we don't hear any more of your escapades. I don't want to know that about you, Shannon Sharp. I don't care to know this about you. I like your jokes. I like how you interview people. I like how you give off your culture when you speak. I love those things about you. You're informative with certain things. Some things you're a little off, but it's entertaining. I don't want to know what you do in your bedroom, and I don't want you to know what you do in your bedroom with people that I would look to as children. Because I have a 20-year-old going on 21. I can't imagine. Grow. What do y'all think? Because I really want to know. Do you agree? Do you feel like it's...
There's absolutely nothing that y'all could say to convince me that older men talking to 18 and 19-year-olds are not the same men who try to talk to them and do talk to them when they're 15, 16, and 17. Nothing. Nothing you could say to me to convince me that those are not the same people. That Shannon Sharp stuff it's really weird and disgusting. And I know y'all gonna be like, she's legal. Just because somebody is legal or something is legal does not make it right. Slavery was legal for 400 years. Does not make the shit.
I want that brown gravy so that you can give me that big black baby. Yeah. Just fucking stupid.
The downfall of Shannon Sharp really do need to be studied for real. Like on some real shit, like what the fuck are you doing? 56 fucking around with a 19-year-old now. They say she's 19. Some people say she was 22. I don't know. And I'm so tired of women. They just trying to take a black man down. You know, they're just trying to take a black man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is a tickle. Okay, this is a number to tickle. Stick up my ass. Okay? Like, stop it. You niggas are just dumb. I'm gonna go a step further. This ain't nothing but some old plantation mandingo shit going on. On some real shit. You know, Black people, we have been overly sexualized for centuries. It could be them calling us a bed wench, right? Feeling like you just this big stud, a big buck, you know, mandingo, warrior, you know, the shit that comes along with it. The shit is really deep when you think of it. Can tell the ones that have not released themselves of that shackle of being psychologically there's something wrong with them. They don't see nothing wrong with being overly sexualized. They don't.
Now, Shannon Sharp, I'm not one to king shame. Actually, I'm lying. Because race play? Hell no. Hell no. TMZ just released another audio. And a big black man gonna do what in public, Shannon? What? And I don't know if y'all role playing or not, but them text messages that came out yesterday where she said that she told you to use protection and she was crying and begged you not to put it you know where, that didn't seem like no role play. And then you keep talking about this is a money grab and a shakedown, but you tried to settle for $10 million during mediation before the lawsuit even became public. That's suspicious. That's weird. And even if it is a money grab, even if it is a shakedown, you deserve to be shook down.
Shannon Sharp might as well go ahead and cough up that money, because what do you mean big black man chokes small white woman? Is it a kink? And why do we already know who Gabby is if she's supposed to be anonymous? She filed this lawsuit under Jane Doe, which means we are not supposed to know who the heck she is. Yet her attorney is releasing audio of the conversation. And to be honest with you, the audios do sound like a setup, because why is it always that he's talking about choking her? I feel like it's some type of kink that they have. But also her responses are always, well, I don't want to be choked, so I guess I have no choice. It almost sounds scripted, in my opinion. Neither of them had any business doing what they was doing, and Shannon Sharp is going to have to pay some type of money, because this does not need to go to trial. Shannon Sharp is going to be embarrassed and could potentially lose a lot of the contracts that he has going for himself. And Gabby definitely should not want this to go to trial, because they are going to slut shame her, and it's going to be very embarrassing to go through a trial.
Shannon Sharp, I'm going to stand with you, my brother. Shannon Sharp, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharp was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharp was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my Uncle Shannon Sharp. That's right. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay, no more snow bunnies after this scandal. If you cannot promise me that you will never seek the company of another snow bunny, I cannot stand with you. Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharp on this one. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharp on this one. But Uncle Shay Shay, no more bunnies after this. Can somebody confirm if he's being accused by snow bunnies or Afro queens? Is Uncle Shannon being accused of snow bunnies or Afro queens? Who can confirm? Does anybody know the race of Uncle Shay Shay's accusers? Are they black or are they white? Are they black? Is this a rice bunny situation? Is this a snow bunny situation? Is this a sand bunny situation? Is this a salsa bunny situation? Teresa Double O. If you have a co-wife, you can fill out my wifey resume. Wifey resumes must come with 2 names on them. Wifey resumes must come with 2 names on them. You know my number. Text messages only. I need to know the race of Uncle Shay Shay's accusers. Was Shannon Sharp accused by the rice? Was Shannon Sharp accused by the ice? Was Shannon Sharp accused by the snow? Was Shannon Sharp accused by the sand? Or was he accused by the salsa? I'm standing with Uncle Shannon because I don't like when black men get taken down. I got to stand by. Yes, he's a lifetime snow bunny hopper. Yes, he's a lifetime snow bunny hopper, but that's my brother. Black Pop. Uncle Shannon Sharp is my brother. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharp until the facts prove otherwise. That's right. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharp until the facts prove otherwise.
Shannon Sharp doesn't surprise me because athletes are weird. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know that now. I have had the misfortune of dating several men that were athletes. It was not on purpose. It just kind of happened. But I can tell you right now, I have seen and experienced some crazy ass shit. And I'm going to tell you one thing. First of all, I kink shame. I don't care what anybody says. There are people that are like, we don't kink shame. We kink what? I kink shame. If you over here doing race play, no. Literally no. Anything having to do with children, no. Even if it's sorry. That'll be my problematic characteristic. I'll name it and claim it. I think that's weird. I'm sorry. The age stuff alone tells me what I need to know. The man is in his 50s dealing with a 19. If you have teen in your age, you are not old enough, in my opinion, to talk to anybody above the age of 22. Sorry. That's my opinion, and I stand by it. So, I'm just telling you right now, that alone makes it fucking weird. That's not even if you factor in some of the other allegations in this whole thing. Because at most, he's done some really messed up stuff. At the least, he's fucking weirdo. That takes advantage of people. Because you cannot be in your 50s and not be taking advantage of somebody that is that young. I'm sorry. It's not possible. It's just biting him in the ass now. And I don't like Shannon Sharp, so I'm not hurt by it. Shoot. And I think this needs to stop being normalized because I'm telling y'all, I've seen some weird ass shit and y'all don't know the fucking half of it. Y'all don't know the fucking half of this shit. Take what you see publicly and double it. That shit is only a fraction of what is actually happening, okay? And that's even in just the realm of like stuff that's like not consensual or like not okay even from a like legal sense. When it comes to just dynamics of relationships and the ways that people, these men in sports like objectify and manipulate and take advantage of women because of the pedestal that they are put on. Look.
Hi, y'all. What y'all doing?
Insane that they get away with this shit and it's just like chill or whatever. I'm telling y'all should not let this man get away with this shit. The age is enough. Okay? 50? Like he's like 55, 56 dealing with her. That's insane.
First of all, I want y'all to stop calling Shannon Sharp Unc. That is grandma. Okay? Second off, he loves to hide behind this excuse that he can't find a relationship because of how much money he has. Well, whole time, that's the only thing he has to offer. That's why he goes.
So Shannon Sharp's days at ESPN are officially over. Because you can see Stephen A., he's kind of backtracking, he's kind of distancing himself away from him. You know what I'm saying? ESPN, they are still owned by Disney. They're not trying to have nobody that has nothing against them on their station. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to have that. It doesn't make sense for them. Now, again, he can still have podcasts. His podcast is already better than him being on First Take. First Take is just a nice check. So it's not like that's really not the big thing that's going to affect him. But again, I think it's over. You might as well just call it a day for that. I'm telling y'all, they're going to bring back Skip. They bringing back Skip. If they get rid of Shannon, they bringing back Skip Bayless.
Shannon Sharp could be losing his job at ESPN before this lawsuit even makes it to court. Shannon Sharp's accuser, Gabrielle, just released more audio recordings of Shannon Sharp saying that he is a big man that wants to choke a small woman. I already knew that this man was into race play because he obviously made this Jane Doe feel comfortable enough to text him that stuff about a big baby. And I felt like this is exactly why we didn't see his text message replies to her, but now she's putting out an audio recording of him simply responding the same way that she does.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
And I already felt like he rolled this way the second that we saw this Jane Doe texting him all that crazy stuff, and he didn't cut it off then. But now to actually hear him talk like that is pretty crazy. Mind you, this is the second audio that she released of Shannon Sharp saying that he wanted to choke her. So whether you believe that this Jane Doe was setting him up purposely because of their freaky relationship or not, either way, it looks really bad to people like ESPN. And the worst part of all, it's not even as bad as the text messages that she put out between her and Shannon Sharp last night, alleging that she texted Shannon Sharp and said, "I begged you to use protection and not put it in my back door, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon." You even had Stephen A. Smith last night take to his platform on YouTube and say that ESPN is not taking this situation lightly, and they are investigating and going through everything. And he wasn't even taking a side last night when he said all this and gave his thoughts about everything. He said, you know, I don't know, I wasn't there, but this situation is really bad, and I basically just hope that it turns out that Shannon Sharp didn't do this. He did disagree with some of the things that Shannon Sharp was doing, like taking this head on in the media. And Stephen A. Smith even brought up that he's so split down the middle and he literally doesn't know, because Tony Busby is the same lawyer that represented over 20 women who filed lawsuits against Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson ended up settling 23 out of the 24 lawsuits that were filed against him by Tony Busby. No matter who you believe, Shannon Sharp or this Jane Doe Gabrielle that filed the lawsuit against him, either way, Shannon Sharp played this really, really stupid. Way that he responded to this woman, and now it's being so public, could literally make him lose his job at ESPN. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this. And
I was talking to somebody again about the Shannon Sharp situation from yesterday. And I made the comment, I was just like, man, I grew up.
Now, I wasn't going to say anything. I've been sitting over here racking my brain trying to figure out how to write a funny song about whatever Shannon Sharp is doing with this, with this child. Okay, and before you correct me, she's a child, okay? Any person who is 50 plus years old ain't got no business with an 18, 19. And before you try to argue me down, can your daughter do it? Quickly, answer the question. Gun to your head, bomb about to go off. Can your 18, 19, 20-year-old daughter bring home a 50 plus year old man? I didn't think so. Shannon Sharp, what are you doing? Are you bored? Oh, you need something to do. The post office is always hiring. DoorDash, Uber, Lyft. Target said they done seen a decrease since the boycott. Perhaps you can stock shelves. If you ain't got nothing else to do, stop playing in our faces. And anybody who thinks, oh, well, she's lean gone, go ahead and put your hands behind your back too, okay? You, sir, you got to go to jail as well. Prison. You need to get comfortable with stripes and jumpsuits, because from here on out, I want you locked up.
Oh no, Shannon Joe Little Sharp. Don't come over here bothering the black people now. You was over there playing in snow like you couldn't get pneumonia.
So I'm going to just write this song for you on the spot, and hopefully it can get you through all of your trouble and pain. A bitch like Michelle and Gabriella get the moan your name. But when she black, do she really get treated the same? It never failed. This gonna happen when you fuck a white hoe. How many times do we gotta tell you how this shit go? Y'all so quick to get these white bitches the money and the fame. Lead the black women with handling the trauma and the pain. Did your mama raise a hoe? Oh, your mama raised a bitch. Your mama raised a nigga who be thinking with his dick. Now shit sticky and she lying and you crying, we can tell. But that's what happened when you tell a white bitch. That's my Michelle. So Shannon Jonetta Sharp, you go get Michelle and you go tell her ass to go to court and fight with your ass. You don't get to pick and choose when you want to fuck with your community. You want to spread your love and wealth to the motherfuckers that doing you down bad and dogging your motherfucking ass, but you want to come over here when you need somebody to fight for you, somebody to talk for you, somebody to speak up for you, somebody to back you up. Well, you back the motherfucker up and get the fuck out of our goddamn face. That bitch knows she lying and that bitch knows she wrong. But that's between you, her, and the motherfucking courts. Leave us alone. Oh, no.
So, if y'all want to really be for real, Shannon Sharp is like 55 years old. Why else would a grown man want to have a sexual relationship with a 19, 20-year-old OnlyFans model? For a couple of reasons, but mainly so that you can take advantage of her inexperience. She's only 19, 20. She hasn't lived enough or experienced enough partners in order to know how to handle BDSM in a way that protects herself and him. But he should know better. So if you were really going to do BDSM, why are there no NDAs? Why are there no safe words? Why is there no parameters put in place, contracts where everything agreed to ahead of time? Like a lot of people who actually practice ethical BDSM do. They get agreements written down ahead of time. So why would you have that type of relationship with an inexperienced 19, 20-year-old girl? Maybe so that you can take advantage of what she doesn't know? That's what it felt like to me. You already were looking to take advantage. That's why you wanted her so young. And then you wanted her to be a sex worker because nobody humanizes sex workers. They're dehumanized. They're seen as people who are persona non grata. Whatever people do to them is normally deemed acceptable because they put themselves in that situation. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like it's too much of you putting yourself in this situation for me to believe that you're not guilty of something. Money grab my ass. She's 19, bro.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. To my family.
you need to know about the Shannon SHARP lawsuit. I mean, you probably don't need to know any of this, but now that you've been added to the group chat, whether you wanted to or not, you might as well catch up and know the facts. Shannon SHARP, Pro Football Hall of Famer, media personality. I saw as of recently, y'all. Here's everything you need to know about the Shannon SHARP lawsuit. I mean, you probably don't need to know any of this, but now that you've been added to the group chat, whether you wanted to or not, you might as well catch up and know the facts. Shannon SHARP, Pro Football Hall of Famer, media personality. I saw as of recently he was supposed to sign an $100 million media deal. He is facing a lawsuit where he is getting accused of assault, shaker, and battery, and engaging in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. The lawsuit was filed anonymously in Nevada by Jane Doe, which means she's doing this all anonymously. I hope you didn't actually think her name was Jane Doe. She said that she was in a rocky but consensual relationship with Shannon SHARP for 2 years. She says that she met Shannon when she was 19 years old at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023. Keep in mind, Shannon is 56. I digress. They had a consensual relationship for around 2 years, and then he assault shakered her in October of 2024, and then again in January of 2025. This is Tony Busby. He's the one filing this lawsuit. He's a trial lawyer from Houston who has filed over 20 lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. He filed a lawsuit against Jay-Z, and now Shannon SHARP. He also was a part of the legal team that won settlements against Deshaun Watson for being accused of SA of over 24 massage therapists. Jane Doe is seeking $50 million in damages. Shannon and his lawyers have denied all of this and called it a shakedown and an attempt to get millions out of him. Jane Doe said that Shannon progressively got more violent with her. He was recording their meetings, without her consent. The lawsuit also says that he would threaten to off her if she denied his advances. Jane Doe's lawyers released an audio clip where Shannon said that he was going to choke the out of her. This audio sounded like a recorded phone call. Shannon's lawyers said that Shannon tried to offer her $10 million to settle the case before the lawsuit was filed, but she declined. Jane Doe's suit also refers to a separate lawsuit that Shannon is facing in New York with a woman named Michelle Evans, who claims that Shannon was in a relationship with her for over a decade, but assault shakered her during an argument in 2010. Shannon made a public statement on Instagram claiming that Tony Busby is orchestrating all of this to take down a black man and draw on racial stereotypes. This is where it gets weird and people are asking to be taken out of the group chat. Shannon's lawyers released explicit text messages from Jane Doe to Shannon to set the record straight. In these texts, she seems to be saying that she wants baby gravy and his big black baby in her. Then Tony Busby responded saying, yeah, but all of those texts were sent before the date of the alleged grape incident. I'll give my opinion in the next video, but please comment and tell me what you think, because what the hell? Here's everything you need to know about the Shannon SHARP lawsuit. I mean, you probably don't need to know any of this, but now that you've been added to the group chat, whether you wanted to or not, you might as well.
This is all coming down to a kink and narcissism. She's 20 years old and you wanted to dominate her. And this is the whole power dynamic that the Me Too movement was built off of. Shannon SHARP just needs to pay the $50 million at this point because Gabby is not playing with his ass. More audio came out of 56-year-old Shannon SHARP talking about he wanted to Gabby. And this is where his narcissism is going to eat him up, because he came out yesterday and was like, whatever you're going to release, release it. Yeah, but he was doing all that yesterday. And then today she drops more audio. It's like, this girl was recording him probably their whole relationship and interaction, and you so busy talking, you're going to talk your way out of 50 million. Well, you already have, because I think this is only the tip of the iceberg. And the girls are sitting back and watching, shaking our heads, because it's like, when do successful men learn to just kind of not risk it all for their kink?
Shannon SHARP being into race play should come as no surprise, because we already seen that he got that spirit of Judas on him when he had Andrew Schultz and Amber Rose on his platform for 2+ hours, smiling hee hee ha ha, shucking and jiving for them, along with the other times of him showcasing the Jezebel spirit overcoming him as well. Guilty or not, but a 54-year-old man worth millions of dollars, having access and fame, engaging and fornicating with the 19-year-old teenager, woman, girl, etc., whatever, is not only cause for pause, but an examination of their search history. You engage romantically with a teenager who is the same age, if not younger, than some of your children. You expect the general public to just be, okay with this? Not bat an eye? Honestly, I feel like a lot of people won't because it's so normalized. Honestly, he's still gonna be seen as big Uncle Shan, so that Judas spirit and Jezebel spirit is amongst a lot of people. It's gonna be the same people who were in the comments saying that Andrew Schultz interview, oh, this is good. He actually interviewed Shannon. We learned more about him. This is a good interview and blah, blah, blah. Okay, come on, he just don't judge everybody. It's a safe space. A friend to all is a friend to none. That 2025 post inaugural.
Well, the Pope done died, and don't nobody need to be talking about they shot, cause nobody.
Good hush.
Y'all know the Pope been sick. Y'all know the Pope. They been look. Don't do that. Don't get on this app boo-hoo and crying. Don't do that. The Pope was 80-some years old, if not 90. Looked like he was 100. Y'all done put him out there on that stage for everybody to see him. He up there waving. Y'all know that man just been kept alive so they can go and get them next couple of pages done on that Vatican, contract to see who's gonna be his successor. I told y'all it would come and look.
Lorraine.
Don't Lorraine me. Don't do that. That man was tired. He's sick of y'all. He been sick of y'all. He just. This time, he had a good excuse to leave. Y'all wrong for trying to get that man to stay young. That man was tired. He ain't no money on TikTok this month, not none. So, what's the... Yeah, I ain't really made no money on TikTok this month. Because I've been working. Look at him. Y'all know that this year, this is the first time in a long time that the United States ain't had a president in the White House.
Yes, we do. We got a president, Donald Trump, the president.
He not there. He at the Easter Bunny stuff, signing pictures. See, we ain't got no president. Ain't nobody in the White House right now. I thought y'all knew that. Ain't nobody in the White House. No, they just using Donald Trump as a front. We ain't got no president. This is the first time in a long time the United States ain't had no president in the White House. That should let us all know something.
What?
Maybe we don't need one.
I agree.
Shannon SHARP.
Yeah.
Shannon SHARP ought to be ashamed of himself. That right there should have been his baby daughter. Shannon SHARP around here, 50-some years old. If you round that up, he's 60. He around here messing with a 19-year-old. And then it turns out the 19-year-old smarter than him. Now, you know their brain ain't that mature yet. You know they ain't fully developed yet. But all of a sudden, she fully developed enough to know that, you know what, hey, you need to pay me or I'm going to play you. Come, Shannon, come on. And then you're going to try to put out some kind of little message to try to pre-warn us before everything came out. Shannon. Now, didn't we just let you pass with some little thing that got leaked a couple months ago?
Yep.
And then you apologize for that. Shannon, you apologizing too much. You messing up too many times.
Dumb.
They said after the first time, it ain't no mistake no more. That's habitual.
Exactly.
I thought you liked the dogs, the way your dog played around in your lap and stuff. I ain't know you look, Shannon, don't you got daughters?
Amen.
That's embarrassing. I know your daughter's looking like Daddy. That's embarrassing.
Just
I bet
embarrassing.
your daughter said, Daddy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Shannon, Monique told you a couple months ago, and you know, she kind of put a sour taste in a whole lot of people. She told you a couple months ago that you need to go and do somebody your age and not your shoe size.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what you was thinking. You thought that 19-year-old wasn't going to know nothing. That 19-year-old recorded that conversation. There. Oh, yeah. You might well go on to pay her. Then again, is she 19? 19? That's embarrassing, shit. That's embarrassing. As ugly as you is, ain't no way. Ain't no way, Shannon, I be around here with no 19-year-old. I have somebody who act like me. I'll be married, and then you won't have to worry about these kind of problems. Is what you get. Well, the Pope done died. Don't nobody need to be